Everyone say hello to Melvin Nesmith, whom the apocalypse found ironically already under self-imposed quarantine, with his landline unplugged for fear of a chiding call from his parents, or a terminal one from his employer. Prior to the end of the world, Melvin worked in the lumber section of the local Home Depot, and due to several undocumented safety violations, was no longer allowed to operate the forklift. Ever the optimist, if only for a brief spurt before spiraling into nihilism, Melvin tells his fellow survivors that in the past world he was a carpenter, a vocation he vets by listing off a few common dimensions of woodcuts he could recall from the shelf stickers and brandishing a hammer he nicked from a neighbor's tool shed to use as a makeshift weapon. His bucket hat is unrelated, but sentimental. Melvin Nesmith's fellow survivors take him at his word, but as liars will do, he seeks to cement his fictitious station, and besides, he feels the need to test himself and his hammer, and he sets about dismantling every piece of wooden furniture in sight. Can't build unless you know how to unbuild, he grunts to the curious onlookers, proceeding to smash the contents of the living room and kitchen into splinters and nails. It's an old carpentry proverb, he assures them. Some say passed down from Joseph himself. The sweaty fervor he's worked himself into allays any doubts in the others, and they leave him to his patient work, even if they're unsure of how it will help the group. And work Melvin Nesmith does. Satisfaction builds with every swing, every hammerfall forging a growing ember of pride in his swelling chest, and in time he is even able to pull a few undamaged planks out of the chaos of his work. Every fresh splinter is a self-flagellation edifying the new dogma. Every bent nail he pulls loose a holy artifact of his new raison d'etre. Every undamaged plank is a gift he can offer to the group. In time, Melvin even takes up the gumption to attempt putting a few of the planks and nails back together. "Behold," he bellows, and gestures wildly at the makeshift shelf he has constructed. The group notices and appreciates his efforts. He is a contributing member of a new society. With the hammer and a small lie, he has carved out a meaning in this world that he never found in the one before. For the first time, Melvin Nesmith feels pleased with the work of his hands. He even feels at peace, despite the circumstances. The noble function of purpose gives rise to the useful trait of bravery. A plan is staged to go on an expedition, far across the cornfields to a northerly feed shed, where there is a rumored car full of supplies stashed away. Melvin Nesmith of the old Home Depot would have shied away from any such journey, taking the easier road to a night of couch and television. But this new being, Melvin Nesmith, Carpenter, leaps at the opportunity for adventure. Who knows what distant furnitures could be waiting out there to be dismantled? He even offers to drive, neglecting to inform the group of his long-revoked driver's license, due to multiple counts of reckless operation. Lo and behold, against insurmountable odds, the Odyssey is a success. The red car, a veritable cornucopia of goods, is found, but immovable. The group despairs, but Melvin Nesmith raises his hammer skyward and chants in a low voice, "This too shall pass." While another member of the group manages to tie the red car and squad car together with a salvage rope. Excellent work. Melvin congratulates his comrade before leaping back into the driver's seat and skillfully piloting the two vehicles with relatively few incidents all the way back to their humble home. Now Melvin Nesmith, high on the fumes of a fleeting victory, steps outside his comfort zone once more. One small step for mild Melvin, but a leap of faith for a man of his temperament. He volunteers to purify the fresh rainwater for the group. A fire is constructed nearby, and Melvin carefully balances the pots filled to the brim with the tainted water. He smirks as he approaches the flame. The kindling embers spark, and his old life flashes before his eyes. He thinks back to the man who lived a life doing the bare minimum, scraping by as a dreg of society, avoiding people and responsibility like the plague, seeking only comfort and fleeting happiness. And in his mind's eye, Melvin Nesmith raises his hammer and nails the coffin shut on that existence. The carpenter bends low to the flame to begin his purifying task, and at the last moment, he smells the gasoline that must have spilled onto his pant leg. Instantly, Melvin goes up in flames. Bucket hat and man and hammer join into a single entity of carbon. Everyone say goodbye to Melvin Nesmith, the once and future carpenter, whose ashes are now scattered to the four winds. May he remind us to never let the time we've wasted keep us from finding meaning in what time we have left.